Coffee's going to be done in a sec. I'm ready. My name is Madison Bowden-Parry and I am a behavioural ecologist. Ever since I was a young girl, I've always been really interested in the approximate reasons of why animals behave the way they do and why they have certain traits. Initially, I wanted to photograph them, so I started off on a route of marine photography. It sort of stemmed from watching them and observing them and wanting to photograph their behaviour, capturing their behaviour, but that wasn't enough for me, so I decided from uni I would then move on to do a master's in behavioural ecology. That's where I am now, that's where it's all ended up. But it's just a fascination and a passion to know why these animals are behaving the way they do. It originally started off with the big charismatic mammals, so dolphins. Dolphins have always been my go-to. You know, everyone loves dolphins, who doesn't? But recently I started my own project on Asian short-clawed otters. So I'm looking at within species cooperation at the moment, and social behaviour is a really big interest for me. Otters show similar behaviours to chimpanzees, which are closely related to us, which is very interesting to me. I think because of that fascination of wanting to know why animals behave the way they do, it's definitely always been in me to help conserve them. You know, they're there for a reason, and without them we wouldn't be here. And it's always sort of driven my passions and my hobbies as well. I've always loved the sea, I've always lived by the sea. Very fortunate to live by the sea, obviously. And we've got an array of wildlife here in the UK, but also abroad. I've just always been drawn to helping them and wanting to work with them. Any wildlife, that is. I applied to become a marine mammal medic with the British Divers Marine Life Rescue. That was a few years ago, and I've helped out on a few rescue and refloats in Cornwall and here, which is really rewarding, especially when you can refloat an individual. That's really nice. And do a lot of scuba diving. I like to still take my camera out with me because I wouldn't go without it. I've been diving since 2014. So I learned to dive here in Swansea, and then I did a lot in Chepstow Quarry, and I've been all over the world really with diving. I really like to go to different areas to dive because there's such different wildlife you get to see, and also just meeting up with local conservation groups, doing local beach cleans, just trying to give back to the community and also to the wildlife around it as well. I try to live as plastic free as I can. No one's perfect, and I'm definitely not. I've got a long way to go, but it is a convenience that I've tried to get rid of, tried to swap out for plastic-free alternatives. So, you know, just buying single-use plastic, I don't do that anymore. Plastic bottles, the obvious ones, straws, things like that. I think just doing a little bit and incorporating that into my lifestyle, it doesn't harm me. I have no loss because of that. I'm just doing my bit for the environment as well. Everyone's got to do their bit, and even if it's a little bit that you change, a little convenience that you have to change, you know, it does amount to bigger things if everyone starts doing something. There's so many plastic-free initiatives on our doorstep, and it's really becoming a big thing now, which is amazing. It's all over the news, you know, plastic pollution, it's everywhere. I think we just have to step back a bit and tune in to reality just for a moment to realise what's going on around us. And it is so easy to become like encapsulated by your little life, and especially social media. It's positive, but it's also really negative because people focus on such little things, and they just would need to take a step back and just have a look at the bigger picture of what's going on around us. You can learn so much from social media. There's so many conservationists on there and ocean advocates on there that are doing amazing work and are inspiring people to be like them. And I think that is a really big key to how we're going to achieve the best that we can do when it comes to conservation. We need to get everyone on board, educate people as much as we can, and social media is a really big thing for that, you know, just getting local people involved into the bigger picture. And I think that is becoming more and more apparent now, which is awesome. And it's actually spurring me on to do more, I think. You know, just when you go shopping, you know, you see single-use plastic bottle, and you really want that drink, but you don't take that drink because you think about the after effect. And that's a huge step for some people. And I think a lot of social media these days tells us what we're doing wrong and what we're not doing. People don't work off being told how wrong they're doing and how much they're not doing. I think you need a bit of praise to spur you on, you know, and just being proud of like the little swaps you can make, and just realising that everything we have around us, you know, trees, everything like that, it feeds us. And the ocean provides over 70% of the air that we breathe, so we need it. We depend on each other, you know, and it's really important that we learn to coexist together, you know, that we don't just become the most arrogant versions of ourselves. People are becoming a lot more in tune with how much we need to conserve what we have, you know, how much we do rely on the ocean, how much we do rely on the wildlife around us. You know, even just day-to-day activities, you know, we wouldn't be able to do it with what we have around us, you know. And I think a lot of people are becoming more aware of it. I'm Madison Bowden-Parry for Surrounded magazine. Bye.